Deputy President, our chairperson, Governor Sicily, na wamama wa UDA, hamjambo? Wamama hoi! Wamama hoi! UDA, kazi ni kazi. Asanteni sana. Your Excellency, I will not take much of your time, sababu masaa yamesonga kidogo. But just to reaffirm what our Secretary General and our former Secretary General have said, that indeed our party UDA would not be what it is today, a national political movement, without the support and active participation of our women leaders and women of all walks of life across the length and breadth of our country. Ni hawa wamama wamepea chama chetu nguvu, na ndio uliona Mheshimiwa Deputy President, hata wakati Senator Mudhama aliendelea kuwa commissioner na ikabidi atoke kuwa mwenyekiti wa chama chetu, chama cha UDA, kwa kauli moja tukakubuliana chairperson ni lazima awe ni Governor Sicily Mbarire, ambaye ni mama na governor wa nguvu. Na Your Excellency, hata kama najua tunaenda uchaguzi, na umesikia 41,000 out of 86,000 applicants are women who are seeking positions of leadership. I want to encourage you today, please run for as many positions and as high as you can. Kama ni sub-county, from the ward chair, sub-county or constituency chairs, county chairs, and even the national chairperson, and even the vice chair, national vice chairpersons, na hizo viti zingine hapa juu, we want to see as many women participate. Na najua sababu nyinyi pia ndio wengi kwa kura. The women voters are more than the male voters. If you actively participate, it is possible tuchague wamama wengi ili chama chetu kiendelee kuwa chama ambacho ni a national movement na chenye nguvu across the country. Your Excellency, pia najua tuliahidi through our women's charter to mainstream the participation of women, not just in the management and running of our party, but also in the running and management of government. And I want to join our former Secretary General, who appreciates the effort His Excellency the President has made in ensuring that women are indeed mainstreamed in the leadership of our country. And because Your Excellency, yourself and the President did task myself, Governor Sicily, and Honorable Senator Aaron Cheruyot, the leader of majority in the Senate, to lead our party and our coalition in the National Dialogue Committee, I want to confirm to this Congress today that the issue of the 2/3 gender rule is as good as settled. We shall see under the current administration the actualization of the 2/3 gender rule, both in government and in both houses of parliament. Na natarajia tukimaliza haya mazungumzo kwa muda mchache ujao, tutakuwa tumefanikiwa yale ambayo hatujaweza kufanikiwa kwa muda wa zaidi ya miaka 10, kuhakikisha ya kuwa the 2/3 gender rule imetekelezwa hasa kwa bunge zetu za kitaifa, bunge la National Assembly na bunge letu la Seneti. Kwa hayo mengi, wamama mjue hiyo Secretary General amesema ya kuwa mimi na Aaron saa ingine huwa tuko na umama. Ni ukweli, sababu wakati wamama wako na shida, hata hiyo mambo ya 2/3 gender rule, wanaume huwa wanatupiga, wanasema tuko na umama tukisimama na wamama. Na waseme tuko na umama, wasiseme tutaendelea kusimama na akina mama wetu. Because you are our mothers, you are our daughters, you are our aunties, and Your Excellency, you know, in my own household, I am a minority, with a wife who is female, with 4 daughters. Yeah. And even Alicia, My daughter's pet dog is called Alicia and is also female. And the house helps are also female. So isipokuwa watchman kwa gate na mimi ndani ya nyumba, sisi ni watchmen kwa nyumba yangu. Kwa hivyo sababu niko minority ndio nimeamua lazima nisimame na wamama. Na tutaendelea kusimama na nyinyi na kuwashikilia. As I encourage you, please be active participants in all our party activities. Musiseme kongamano lenyu ni hili peke yake. Tuhakikishe ya kuwa chairperson even after the elections will continue being a lady. Tuhakikishe ile vitu ingine yote, sitaki kusema hiyo nisiingie kwa shida. Najua naweza sema ya SG na ako nyuma yangu anitoe hapa. Kwa hivyo wacha nikomee hapo, but also to commend all our women leaders, from our MCAs like Cecilia, who is nominated, to the many women MCAs who are serving in all our county assemblies, our women members of parliament led by our deputy speaker who is here today in the National Assembly, and our governor ladies. Na mumeona, of all our governors in this country, the women governors are performing the best in the country. And I want to encourage the people of Kenya, even in future elections, Your Excellency, if there was a way to designate the seat of governor to only women candidates, I think women governors are performing much better than our male colleagues. And I want to encourage our women governors who are here and even our women MPs to run for governor seats. And I look forward in the near future, after the term of President William Ruto, to having a woman president from our party UDA. Kwa hayo mengi, wacha nichukue nafasi hii nimkaribishe Mheshimiwa Majority Leader wa Senate, Mheshimiwa Aaron Cheruyot.
Asante Mheshimiwa Ichung'wah. Your Excellency, asante, thank you very much. Deputy President wetu, viongozi ambao wako hapa, na kina mama wote wa chama chetu cha UDA. Naomba niwasalimu wote hai. Naomba niwasalimu tena hai. If you are seated next to a lady, tafadhali mpendukie na mwambie, you make yellow look so good. Kabisa. Yani hii kikao inakaa mzuri sana because of the beautiful women of our party UDA. First, I want to appreciate, nitoe shukrani kwa sababu kama vile viongozi wote wamesema hapa, mtu yoyote ambaye anajua historia ya chama cha UDA, then anajua the place of women in our journey and the role that they played to getting us where we are. So anytime there is an opportunity to stand, especially before the women of UDA, you must always put up your hand and say, asanteni sana. We really appreciate. Thank you so much for standing with us. Your Excellency, Deputy President, I will remind you a fact ambaye huyu our party chairperson always reminds us. Unajua wakati mwingine tukiwa kwa mkutano, na as you would know, many of those meetings are male dominated. So there is a fact that Governor Cecily always reminds us when she wants to push the point of gender inclusion into the conversation. And she always reminds us this, that in the run-up to the general election, wakati ule tulikuwa tunashindana katika siasa, every time tulikuwa nafanya ile inaitwa opinion polls na kufanya studies kuona how will we perform in this region or the other. Every time we did a poll that is gender-based, yani ya wanawake peke yake na wanaume kando, tulikuwa tukifanya ya wanaume peke yake, the vote between Raila and President Ruto was always 50-50. Wanashindania moja ama mbili. But any time you did that poll and had the women of Kenya alone voting, there was a 10-point gap between President Ruto and Raila Odinga. So I am right to say that Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, bila hawa mama, wewe unajua pale wale watu wangekuwa wamekuweka sahi. Ungekuwa kamiti. Kwa hivyo saa ile unakuja kuwaongelesha, waangalie vizuri. Na pia kama huko mbaya sana, warudi nyumbani wakiwa salama. Sababu bila hawa kina mama tungekuwa minority, hatungekuwa rais, so hatungekuwa so many things. Tungekuwa tumekaliwa na wale watu wengine. So we really appreciate what you guys did for us. Na ndio maana we will continue to support the gender inclusion question in all our conversations. Juzi tumekuwa katika mkutano na huyu chair lady, mimi ningependa mumpigie makofi. Our chairperson Governor Cecily. In fact, kwa hiyo mkutano, after quoting that fact is when the amendment was made. Na kama mulifuata the grassroots, the UDA Congress ambayo ilikuwa juzi, they made a decision kwamba for every elective position, kama chair atachaguliwa mwanaume, vice chair lazima akuwe mama. Chair, that point was pushed and successfully so by none other than Governor Cecily Mbarire, always reminding us. Unajua, and that's a beauty. Na unajua Mheshimiwa Ichung'wah has said a fact and a point that I didn't know. Perhaps that's why it's always easy to convince us that he is a minority in his house. I want to also confirm before the UDA Congress that I am also a minority in my house. I am a father of girls only. So you are two majority leaders, mambo yenu itakuwa rahisi sana. Because when I'm doing it on behalf of my own daughters. Ambayo one day they will be seated where all of you are seated. Sindio? So we give you our assurance, our pledge kwamba any decision that you take today as a Congress of the UDA women, be assured that when it gets to Parliament, nobody will dare mess with it. Tutaipitisha vile mumeitisha. Be assured of that. Lastly, Your Excellency, is just to ask that as we go forward, we continue to uphold the place of our women in leadership. I agree with those that have argued and have said many times that in a contest between a man and a woman, in any electoral contest, the women always start from a very disadvantaged point. Wamama wengi sana wanapitia shida kwa ikifika wakati wa siasa. Na ni kitu ambaye we must always find a solution. Mambo ya violence during election time is a challenge that so many women continue to face. As we move in Parliament and we do amendments to Political Parties Act, I give you assurance that we will provide enough legislation to ensure that when we go to the next election, you, our women, will be safe while contesting. Hakuna mwanaume atakupangia guns na akubaliwe kushindana na wewe tena. We will make the punishment so severe that no man will dare touch a woman because when they are contesting against each other. Even those of our women, many of our women continue to face abuse. I receive messages, for example, from our nominated members of our county assemblies, that they continue to be insulted on a daily basis. Yet I know for a fact how hard many of them work to get our party where it is. Many of them, Your Excellency, you know, that the women that UDA nominated to our county assembly, they worked in our party office for more than 2 years without salaries. They worked hard, served us as a party. Then akifika kwa county assembly, unapata mtu mjinga anamwambia you are nominated because of ABCD. We want to say shame on such men, kabisa. And I assure you that we will continue to uplift you, our women, and make sure that you are comfortable. With those very many remarks, akina mama hoye! Akina mama hoye! Be assured of our support in Parliament. God bless you and have a safe journey home as you return. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Asante sana. Wapi makofi ya leader of the Senate. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais. Hawa viongozi wetu wawili wameni-challenge. Mimi kwa nyumba yangu niko na vijana 4. Sasa safari ya kutafuta msichana inaanza leo. Bas sasa niruhusu sasa nimwalike mwenyekiti wa chama tawala, chama cha UDA, Governor Cecily Mbarire.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please sit down, thank you. Asante.